bring you down to within an inch of your life.
Yeah. And we do see the Lee Sin coming out, so that will very likely be in the jungle. I doubt we're going to see any top or mid Lee Sins here.
Yeah, no. Lee Sin looking for those early game aggressive plays, trying to get his lanes ahead. And then the Malphite. We've seen a lot of AP Malphite tearing through solo queue lately, so it'll be interesting to see if that's full tank or the full burst.
Yeah, wouldn't be too hard to go full burst Malphite, especially since you already have the Nautilus there to be kind of that front line engage. So full bursty Malphite could definitely be the pick here.
And then the Olaf. Most likely going into the jungle top. Olaf hasn't seen that much play as of late.
Except for Greg in Academy.
That's about it, but that's a jungler going top.
And so Morgana, Disco Nunu, Team Disco Nunu is picking out their bans here. We got Ezreal coming out as the first ban. Pretty solid pick there for a ban. I'd say Ezreal is decently strong in the meta right now.
Yeah, and he's extremely safe in lane. Just constant harassing with Klepto. He scales quite well. Going for something like that Iceborne with the Manamune and a Luden's Echo. He does so much hybrid damage that you can't really build against it.
Yeah, and the Aatrox top banned out, so not going to see Aatrox in the top lane here.
Nah, Impact having a really good performance on that today in the play-in stage, or the group stage, sorry.
When he wasn't inting into Vygar's baby cage, but
we won't talk about that.
Who hasn't just walked into that baby cage and died?
Sometimes it catches you by surprise. And then the Kaisa ban coming in from GQS.
Yeah, Kaisa, another strong AD carry. So really targeting that AD carry in the second round here, trying to pinch that pool just a little bit.
Yeah, and then we see the Vladimir ban. So clearly, Disco Nunu was watching the group stage today.
Yeah, no, they do not want that top lane matchup. And I'm guessing that is into the Malphite there. Probably best to get rid of the Aatrox and Vlad for the Malphite matchup. Vladimir especially easy to harass Malphite early on and just sustains through despite like Malphite using Q to poke. Vlad will just heal it back up by the time it's off cooldown again. So
yeah, and if Malphite looks for a hard engage, he can easily just use the Sangam pool, dodge out of it, and take absolutely no harass. But we also see the Sylas picked up for GQS, as well as the J4 and potentially the Ahri for Dancing Nunu.
So this is curious because that Sylas could end up being a jungle pick here with that Olaf going top.
Yeah, we'll have to see what rounds out the bans here, or the picks rather, and see where exactly this Sylas will go. It is a good matchup into the Malphite. The Victor, it will struggle slightly in the early game. Even with the magic shield, it won't really do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah,
and the Mordekaiser. So that most likely will be a Sylas mid lane into Victor.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser against Malphite here. Kind of curious how this will go, especially if that's an AP Malphite. I don't know if he'll be able to, early on, have enough burst to be able to straight kill Mordekaiser, because if Mordekaiser gets into an extended fight here against Malphite, Malphite's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, Mordekaiser, he does quite a bit of damage early, especially against a champion that has an armor passive like Malphite. And the lack of wave clear from Malphite early will be quite detrimental in the laning phase.
Yeah. Well, that is the final set of picks and bans here. We do, unfortunately, have a 3-minute delay, as unlike Riot in their Worlds tournament, they do not let us play on the tournament realm, which removes that delay. So we get 3 minutes of spectator delay going on here. So early on, we're looking bot lanes of...
I'm assuming that might be Victor Nautilus bot lane.
I just noticed something. We have double smite.
And triple TP.
Double smite, triple TP.
I don't think that's a spectator bug.
Neither do I.
I think that might be an actual decision. Double jungle with triple solo lanes. If that's the case, then
I mean, all three of those champions can play solo lanes.
Yeah, Victor having good wave clear, he can easily just hold himself bot lane, but as I said earlier, if he gets caught by any CC, he's just donezo.
Well, I think honestly you throw like Nautilus or Malphite down into the bottom lane, and keep Victor in the short lane mid, right?
Yeah,
because as you said, that's if he gets caught, he's done. Top laners, especially Malphite and Nautilus, actually used to be used in the 2v1s back in that was season 4 or 5.
Season 5 was the
season
lane
5
swap matchup.
Was the lane swap, and so they can do okay in those matchups. They just farm under tower, kind of get what they can, soak up what they can.
Nautilus especially, the Malphite would have a little bit harder of a time as he doesn't have a shield that he can activate every 10 seconds. If it was something like a Maokai, it would be a little more simple just because the life sap from his passive.
Yeah. So, but that being said, you put Nautilus down in the bottom lane, get that shield. That's the only 2v1 matchup. And then we still have the Mordekaiser versus Malphite top, which we were thinking it was earlier.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely see when we get into game how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even gotten to game yet, and I'm already super excited to find out what's going on here.
Yeah, they're definitely playing with our heartstrings right now. We're thinking of so many possibilities, and at the end, it's probably just going to be one of those games where you don't get to see very much action till the late game, but at the same time, triple TP and double junglers.
The triple TP isn't too surprising. It's that double smite. That's... Okay, what's going on here? Do we have two junglers, or is somebody just taking smite into lane? Do we have, like, maybe it's Lee Sin support, for all we know.
I would see Jarvan being a better support in the situation. Lee Sin
well, no, you
take
the Lee Sin support, you take the smite with them, so then they think they're safe behind a minion, you smite the minion, Q through them, kill them.
See, out of personal experience, AP Jarvan is quite volatile in lane. His flag having, I believe it's an 80% AP ratio. Just the poke from it is insane, as well as the extra attack speed. But let's see the rune choices here. So Conqueror on Jarvan's, Electrocute on Lee Sin, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Malphite with the Comet makes it look like they're going towards that AP Malphite.
All right, so...
All right, so let's take. All right, level 1 looks like Disco Nunu is looking for something here on the top side of the map.
That would be Team Fail support on the top side of the map.
30 seconds.
Disco Nunu is Team Red.
Oh, okay. My brain is kind of lagging behind today.
Yeah.
But let's see here. No one on the top side of the map, so nothing really going to happen here other than a bit of vision control.
Yeah. We do have an invade. And I'll just do the little bit of swapping that I think we can agree is correct here.
Yeah, that looks...
I think we can agree that Disco Nunu has that as their lineup.
Yeah.
I don't... How do I organize double jungle?
Do
I put the jungle in the support slot instead?
I have no idea. We'll have to see how these lanes
we do
match
have
up.
Victor in the mid lane. It looks like.
Yeah, and Lee Sin Malphite here looking to steal away the red buff.
It looks like...
And they do get it, going for that level 2 fight. Olaf forced to flash, Lee Sin flashing after him.
Yeah, gets the red buff, slows the jump over the wall.
Hits the
Silas
Sonic Wave,
is in there.
resonating strike.
First blood going, Lee Sin, but...
Silas chasing down the Malphite.
Yeah, Malphite might get
Hits him with
cleaned
the
up here.
seismic shard. Red buff applied. Sonic Wave. Resonating Strike.
Oh, gets the chains onto the Malphite. Does not finish him off, though. The shield coming back just in time to save him a little bit of life. And a double kill early for Jungle Lee Sin.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying some cheeky things here in the bot lane. Taking away their own Raptors and Red. Invading the Olaf, making his life a living hell. They know he has no flash.
The
This
knock
is just
up
a free
onto
kill.
Olaf. He's going to try to get away here. He's not going to be able to. The flash forward from Jarvan. Kimchi Kage with the kill here. Silas is back for more. He's going to get rooted.
The bot lane does react. The flag and drag comes over. Silas barely lives. Gets flashed on by Quantic. Does get taken down. 4-1 in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. No, and
Lee Sin looking
Caitlyn
for
Mork
a gank
doing
here.
Caitlyn Mork doing a really good job of rotating up there, kind of evening back up the tempo. But I like the idea that they had. They let the Caitlyn Morgana push because early on that bottom lane tower, it does not take damage, really. Like as you can see, they didn't even lose a plate for that. They almost did, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they're going
with the
to right
demolish
here.
on Morgana, they will be able to take plates relatively quick in the early.
Well, even still, the bottom lane towers, because we were talking about it before with the lane swap meta, thanks to that meta, they did change it so bottom lane towers have an armor bonus early on that other lanes did not.
Yeah, with this game, it's just definitely going to be one of those that you can never figure out what's going to happen. Mordekaiser does blow flash here. He might live depending on how long the resonating strike is, and gets taken down. Yeah, this is one of those games you'll love to see.
Yeah. And so we do have Nautilus down in the bot lane, trying to clean up as many minions as he can, trying to defend this tower as best he can. But, I mean, you're against one of the best siege bot lanes in the game with Caitlyn Morgana. So that's going to be a tough task. Silas going in now, gets the catch onto Victor, gets to trade back some health, get some health back with the Kingslayer.
Yeah, those Victor buffs this
even in
patch
there.
making him quite strong.
And now Morgana gets the black shield off on the hook, and Quantic Theory just going to continue to take abuse down in the spot lane.
Yeah, he just has to hold on, ensure the tower doesn't fall too early, stop the bleeding, and Quantic should be able to withstand this lane. Just try soaking up as much XP as he can. He's going to be behind by quite a bit, but he does have 2 junglers that are able to come down at any time.
Yeah. So Jarvan kind of hanging out over the Drake wall. Not sure what's going on there. The ward will spot out Jarvan. The pink did not come down just in time, so Caitlyn Morgana, we're backing off already, but even if they weren't, would have been safe from any potential ganks there. And we do have Olaf coming up in the top lane, gets the slow onto Malphite. Not going to get too much, as he is still a fairly tanky boy.
Yeah. And there goes over a nice ocean drag early to the blue side, giving them enough resources to survive. That'll definitely help out Quantic in the bot lane.
Yeah, and Morgana getting the pick onto Jarvan. The flag and drag does not knock her up. She does have to flash away from the Sonic Boom. And Silas is going to come in here, gets the kill onto Jarvan with Caitlyn's help there. The binding does miss out. Lee Sin just going to walk away from that one after a little bit of fancy footwork.
Yeah, that was a really good collapse there. Just ensuring that they can at least get a trade off of that early dragon.
Yeah. No, and I mean, the dragon, absolutely the right call there. Going in and invading, maybe not. But yeah, you got 2 junglers and you see their jungler going top lane. You might as well jump onto the Drake while you're there, right?
Yeah. At this point, the main objective that Lee Sin and Jarvan should be playing for is keeping that Olaf behind, ensuring that he can't just deny CC and run down the Victor in a team fight.
Yeah. And now Lee Sin looking to get in on this red buff. This Olaf has had a hard time this game in his jungle.
Yeah, behind both of the enemy junglers, down by 3 to lead, 9 to J4.
Binding down onto Nautilus there. Not going to do too much. Get some damage off. The smite actually misses, but nobody there. It was a 4-man blue team red steel, so nobody to clean up that missed smite.
Yeah, this game is most likely going to start slowing the pace until at least someone on the side of blue scales, until Victor gets those augment upgrades to ensure that he can start clearing waves easily.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You've got a Lee Sin who's pretty far ahead. He's got 3 kills right now. You got Jarvan who's 1-2-1, but still not doing too bad. Like, he's got the kills. You're up 5 kills to 2. But the gold's even because this bottom lane is just... This is the dream for Caitlyn.
Yeah, she just gets to free farm, get towards those damage items, i.e. potentially the Essence Reaver.
Yeah, and 3 tower plates already. We're 8 minutes in. She's already gotten 3 of the tower plates.
Yeah, that'll be huge. If they can take that tower early, they can rotate towards the mid lane and help Sylas push in those waves and try getting as many plates as possible, ensuring that their solo lanes do get some sort of gold.
Yeah. I mean, at the rate they're going, she could honestly siege 10 tower plates if she wanted to.
Yeah, with a BF sword this early, looking to back here most likely and grab probably a Caulfield's or a pickaxe.
Yeah, 1,400 gold, so probably I would imagine going for the pickaxe, but we'll see what happens. Caitlyn and Morgana just guarding this Olaf as he finally gets a buff.
Dropping very dangerously low, though. That's not what you'd like to see from an Olaf.
No, but it's kind of expected going into your second blue buff. You're not supposed to be level 4.
Yeah, no. At this point, he should be looking at that level 6, potentially level 7.
Yeah.
But the constant invades from Kimchi Kage and Antimi just denying him as much resources as possible.
And now we have Sylas catching the slow onto Victor. Goes in, gets the dashes down. Does not get stunned up there. Will not catch the Q either, but just a little bit of trading back and forth in this mid lane here. I mean, is that kind of what you expect out of Sylas Victor early on?
Early on, it should be Victor focused, but at this rate, it could go either way. Lee Sin with the flash.
Oh, the flash ulti. Jarvan in there as well. Dunks onto the Caitlyn. And Morgana getting the binding onto Nautilus, but it doesn't matter. Caitlyn had no chance on that one.
No. With both sums up, it wouldn't really matter. The Black Shield might have been able to save her long enough, but...
The only way I see her reacting, being able to survive that, is if she flashes the flash.
Yeah, Lee Sin already activating the ult. You can see it slightly channeling, but here we see a fight in the mid lane. And a double.
Yeah,
a double kill there.
Clean pickup there. Counter gank by Lee Sin. Just the strength of that now 4-0 and 2 Lee Sin is too much. Malphite having to ulti away, but he can't go too far in that realm of death.
Yeah, that was really well played by XZ4 there, knowing that he can't get away, knowing his damage, and just knowing that he can take out the Malphite because of the armor built.
Yeah. And, yeah, no, Malphite not going that full burst AP that we thought might happen. Definitely playing it a bit safer.
He did pick up an Amp Tome, though, so he's looking to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah. Maybe just hoping to give that Q a little bit of an extra buffer so that he can poke a little bit harder. Maybe not get that knock down some of that shielding early on.
Yeah, the Bomby Cinder could be to help push in waves and just help him last it. But at this rate, it does look like he might need to finish a Sunfire.
Yeah, it might be too little too late to throw in that bit of extra magic damage because Mordekaiser, you can see he's starting to take over the lane with these trades.
Yeah, he's got the Haunting Geist. He's getting that Magic Pen. He's got the Doran Shield to deny the Seismic Shard damage by quite a bit.
Yeah. Nautilus managing to just save that one tower plate for one more wave at least. We do have Jarvan coming in here. Olaf in on the counter gank. Lee Sin is here as well. The kickback knocks up the Nautilus. The jump in. Kimchi Kage is going down. Olaf is trying to clean up the Nautilus as well. And Mordekaiser teleporting in for a little bit of extra help on the back end. Rick Chum barely staying alive on that Morgana. And pretty hectic down in that bot lane.
Yeah, that was a good TP from XZ4. And giving the 700 gold kill over to Sokka will be quite big. They are getting this tower plate here.
Yeah.
So even with the double oceans, the gold is still in the favor of red side by not a huge margin, but by 600.
Yeah. And I was going to say, honestly, XZ4 could have stayed down in that bottom lane because it's clear they were going to rotate the bot lane up to the top now. But he does decide to go back after getting the kills in the tower plate, maybe finish up an item or something like that.
Yeah, he finished off the Leandri's Torment, picked up a control ward.
Yeah, binding on to Lee Sin here. Victor comes up just for some extra support. We'll spot out that Morgana with the Scryer's Bloom. She walks away. And Caitlyn Morgana going to just continue to do their thing up in the top lane. They've got a minute and a half to get maybe one or two more tower plates, I think.
Yeah, they have another 50 seconds to take a plate. They should be able to take another plating here. It really just comes down to the jungle intervention, seeing if Olaf will be able to rotate up there.
And Victor getting the blue buff here. Caitlyn Morgana finally getting towards that tower here. Turret plating going to fall right away here.
Yeah, that's a huge crit coming out there from Caitlyn.
Yeah, and Malphite just not being able to withstand anything here. And they will get at least one more tower plate. The knock-up comes in. The Lee Sin comes in as well. Kills off Caitlyn. Gets that shut down as Victor getting engaged on down in the bot lane. But Jarvan managing to save that one. And the double kill coming out for Lee Sin. Sitting at 6-1-2 now. And Team Fail Support managing to group up in that top lane and save more tower plates from going down.
Yeah, this is a what you call a fiesta of a game. There's just so many kills going down here, so many hectic fights.
Yeah, we're sitting 11-7 right now. The gold's almost dead even.
Yeah, at this point, one good team fight could change the pace of the game, but depending on which team gets the Herald, will swing the gold in a quite big influx.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be a miracle if Olaf steals this away from Double Smite.
Yeah. If he was Nunu, there would be a chance with the consume, but
yeah, he'd still have to flash in there. He'd have to give his life for it, which would also mean that they wouldn't ever get the buff.
Yeah, that would be quite risky, but you never know. Miracles do happen here and there.
So we do have the Rift Herald buff ready to go on Lee Sin. So we'll have to see where he takes that and when he puts it down.
My guess is it's going to be the mid lane.
Yeah, could use it to break open that mid lane tower. I don't think too much damage has gone down on it. I think one plate might have fallen.
It looks to be a little bit low, but not to a drastic point where it could be quite impossible to protect.
Yeah, and down in the bottom lane, Lee Sin's sitting here waiting for Mordekaiser to shove up a little bit. The issue with this gank is... Oh, and we actually do get the Rift Herald coming down in the bottom lane here. That should signal the end for this tower down in bot lane.
Yeah, Nautilus just free farming top, getting the shove in. Herald charging in. They will be able to take the tower here, most likely.
Oh, maybe not. They actually might be pushed away from this one.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And the top lane tower goes down, but not the bottom, so... Not quite what we expected there, but...
yeah, no.
Nautilus getting that free farm back up. The dragon does look like it will be going to Disco Nunu here.
Yeah, no TP on the Nautilus. This will be a 4v5 fight.
Yeah, double smite available, though. And the jump in, Olaf does secure it after a miss smite. And the ulti comes in from Malphite, knocking up a few people. And Caitlyn going on a rampage. Double kill so far. Ulti comes out, gets the triple kill. Hunting down for that quadra now. Nautilus is in trouble. Does get the multi-man knockup as Silas goes in onto Lee Sin. Does not quite finish him off. Caitlyn flashes over the wall to chase down Lee Sin, but will not find him. maybe a bit of a wasted flash there, but overall a 4-for-0 and the Dragon going the way of Disco Nunu.
Yeah, that completely changed the pace of the fights. Nautilus coming down late did have a huge impact on that, not being able to go in with the depth charge in order to knock up the backline. Caitlyn just free hitting, and Jarvan unable to do anything there.
Yeah, I mean, he dropped his full combo and it onto Caitlyn, and it was not enough to do anything. Building that tank Jarvan, you don't have that instant burst once you get to these later levels in the game. Caitlyn sitting at level 9 and a couple items, and you're just not able to finish them off.
Yeah, Caitlyn has a ton of crit chance right now with that Infinity Edge, racking up that damage. Morgana with the Athenes looking to keep her alive, and there's not a whole lot that they can really do wrong right now with the Caitlyn being this fed.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough road for Team Fail support. They kind of banked on this double jungle, keep the jungler down, and have 3 solo lanes. Just kind of survive through, but honestly, that's Disco Nunu kind of has the exact comp to counter that with the Caitlyn Morgana.
Yeah, and here we see Quantic getting caught out by Rick Chum. Spooky
He's going to be able to get the runaway here. The knockup coming down from Malphite in the bottom lane. XZ4 will take him into the Shadow Realm, trying to keep himself alive, but will get killed by Malphite, and Quantic Theory does eventually go down after an extended chase.
Yeah, so right here we see 4 of the red side top, 4 of the blue side bottom, and they're just looking to try and outpush each other at this point.
Yeah, and Team Fail support definitely with the advantage here, as they do have the outer bottom tower already down, so the inner is going to just vanish. Olaf is there to clean up the wave, and they're not going to try to push for that inhibitor.
Yeah, and the next neutral being Baron up in 50 seconds. Either team can take it here. Because Olaf has come back, he does have to deal with a double smite, but at the same time, it could just be a single smite versus each other if XZ4 gets his ultimate onto either Lee Sin or Jarvan.
That is actually a very fair point, and one that you wouldn't really think about going in, but you do have that chance to just completely negate a person out of a fight and negate him out of a possible Baron steal, which is huge against double smite.
Yeah, here we see the engage, looking for this fight. The redemption coming in from Olaf.
Yeah, the Caitlyn just free hitting on the back line again, going on a rampage.
Getting
triple kill already.
kill.
Artemi just has to run away, even with all that kill, all the early kills and all the gold. There isn't anything he can do because he's not the one who's able to get onto that Caitlyn.
Yeah, and Baron started up by the red side. Only ones left are the double jungles though, so there is still a chance for the steal.
Yeah, and both Jarvan and Lee Sin with good ways of getting into that pit, with either the flag and drag or the resonating strike.
Yeah, Jarvan forced off there by Sokka. They do quit doing the Baron, looking to push mid lane down here.
Yeah, kind of an interesting call there, as Lee Sin does find Morgana. She does get the ulti onto him. XZ4 will not get the shutdown there. That'll be Caitlyn. Sokka cleaning up the kill. I'm not even sure how, if she got an auto or if that was an ulti, but
that was the ace in the hole coming through.
Yeah, did not see the marker going onto him, but she does get that kill. And now sitting 11-2-3 on Caitlyn.
Yeah, on this recall, going to buy quite a bit of items. Gets the is that the Lord Dominic's?
Yeah, we've got Lord Dominic's, we've got Phantom Dancer, and we got a spare crit cloak for something.
I'm assuming that's just to get the extra crit chance, just to ensure that the Infinity Edge is dealing the damage that they need.
Yeah, she had that picked up with the Zeal, as back when it was just IE Zeal, and she grabbed a extra crit cloak. So
yeah, that 800 gold going to be paying off. Eventually can trade it in for something like a rapid fire or a
and the Malphite ulti coming in from Silas here, as Olaf tries to run through, does not bother popping the ulti, as they don't really want to chase too much further down. They do get the pick onto Quantic Theory though.
Yeah, here looking to potentially start up the Baron, if not just do a death rush and pick someone off.
Yeah, it looks like the latter is going to be the case as Silas going in off the caught Malphite. So that's 2 of the solo laners down.
Yeah, and the unstoppable charge there used to try surviving, but the crit was just way too much from Sokka.
Yeah, and now the Baron will be started up. Again, double smite on the table, but I don't think they're going to get the chance. Jarvan pulled in, gets rooted, does get the flag and drag in. Will it be enough? And Nashor goes the way of Olaf. Unfortunately, smited a little bit too early and did not be it. Jarvan was not able to finish that off.
Binding coming in
beautiful
from
binding. Artemi in a lot of trouble here. The knock-up onto Caitlyn might be enough to get him away, but Caitlyn does flash forward, goes legendary as Victor is cleaned up on the backside by the rest of the team.
Yeah, this game is just absolutely insane. Swapping from side to side, early game being all blue-sided, to now mid and late game, Caitlyn scaling up, getting 2 crit items and looking to deal out tons of damage.
Yeah, you got Caitlyn, you got Silas, you got Mordekaiser. That's a pretty strong late game team. If I had to put money on a late game team, that they're definitely up there.
Yeah, they just have so many resources put into that Caitlyn. She's going to deal tons of damage, not even get touched a little bit. If level 9 looks to engage with the unstoppable force, there is the black shield from Rick Chum able to deny that extra bit of CC, and Caitlyn can just peel out and start kiting.
Yeah. And, like, you look at the gold, you got most of your gold sitting on Lee Sin right now. Lee Sin has not been able to come close to touching that Caitlyn in any of the team fights.
Yeah, as soon as he goes in for an engage, he either gets hit by a Dark Binding or he gets just grabbed up by the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, he's just been presented with this brick wall of Mordekaiser, Silas, Olaf that he can't get by. The rest of the team can get around to that Caitlyn, but they don't have the money and the damage to actually be able to finish her off with it, though.
Yeah, Malphite only has a Sunfire and a Haunting Geist. Not enough AP to burst down Sokka. You got Jarvan going more tanky. He does have the Cinder Hulk with a Phage, a Warden's Mail, and a Kindle Gem, which doesn't exactly show enough damage to deal with it. And then Victor not even done a full item yet, just having his Hex Core upgrades.
All right, and we do have... I thought I heard the Ragnarok pop, but...
That could have been the Reckless Swing.
Yeah. We do have Disco Nunu trying to siege up down this mid lane here. So far, Team Fail Support doing a good job. Like, they do have a decent amount of wave clear with that Victor. Nautilus, honestly, not bad for wave clear as well.
It's just that Baron buff that denies them all that wave clear. Minions taking very little magic damage.
Yeah, and sieging against... Caitlyn sieging up your towers, it's just a matter of time that you lay out those traps, you prevent them from being able to get in onto you, to engage, to stop you. And it's just tough to deal with right now.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that Blue Side can do until
and
that
Olaf popping the Ragnarok does get jumped on by Jarvan, but Caitlyn gets knocked up by the Malphite. Not going to be enough to finish her off. And Caitlyn does manage to get away from the Victor ulti as well.
Yeah, Silas and Lee Sin dueling in the bot side. The Dragon Strike was used.
Yeah, Kingslayer actually keeping Silas pretty safe there. He did get low early in that fight, but the amount of health Silas can get back is pretty ridiculous as Quantic Theory goes down.
Yeah, this looks like it could very well be the end of the game.
Yeah, Jarvan and Nautilus just trying to do what they can to save the inhibitor tower, but all they can do is die.
Yeah, and Silas distracting Lee Sin, canceling his recalls, ensuring that he can't get back to base.
Yeah.
The Baron does wear off, so Victor does have wave clear, but he gets taken down.
He doesn't have wave clear if he explodes.
Yeah, if you're dead, you can't use abilities.
Yeah.
And that is a dead
Unless you're
Malphite.
Karthus.
Yeah, in that case, it's okay.
Yeah.
But sadly, we don't have Revive anymore. That got taken out quite a few years ago. So,
Oh, the old Revive TP Int combo.
those are the good old days.
Yeah.
And that will be GG there. The cheese strat didn't exactly work out this game, but it was worth a shot.
It was definitely worth a shot. Like, they had strong showings in that early game. You had Lee Sin jumping out to such a big lead. But the triple solo lanes against the Caitlyn Morgana, you just can't, unless Lee Sin was in that was, I think that was part of the problem, was you had Lee Sin on the top side of the map dealing with top side stuff, and you had Jarvan on the bottom side of the map dealing with bottom side stuff. You needed to swap those around once Lee Sin had gotten those early 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah, Lee Sin is really strong early, especially as a duelist, but in the late game, he purely becomes just a kick bot. So if he can't get those kicks onto the priority targets, then he just absolutely falls off.
Either way, that was the first game of the day, first of many to come. Team Fail Support, unfortunately, dropping down to the loser side of the bracket. Unlike Worlds, when you lose in the bracket stage here, you still get one more game. So Disco Nunu will move on the winner side. They'll be facing Team Frost soon enough. I'm Kevin the Noteman Kyle.
And I am XMB.
And we'll be right back after a little bit here.